Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm a former Boeing 737 pilot and a member of PMDG's tech team. Welcome to the world's shortest scheduled flight in a jet-powered airliner. We are currently standing here for A-Sky Flight 45, which is going to take us from Brazzaville towards Kinshasa, which is just about 13 nautical miles from the capital of the Republic of Congo to the Democratic Republic of Congo. Alright, so we are going to be using the new PMDG version 0.85, which features the SimBrief import features. So let's follow me into the cockpit and we are going to have a look through this one. Also worth noting at this point is I did try to do a little bit of research to get the airplane's configuration as accurate as possible, and this seems to be a, technically speaking, rather old equipped Boeing 737 NG, so that is going to be an interesting thing to fly here as well. Alright, anyway, we're going to start through the electronic flightback app on the UFT over here, requesting our data from SimBrief. And we'll start by having a look at the features we have available over here. So, just about 97 passengers today, as we are going to fly only the first sector of this flight. So the real one, after landing in Kinshasa, is going to continue on to Lome. So that's like a 3-hour flight afterwards. So this is just the first sector. So I went for like half the passenger load in order to get this done. Okay, so let's have a very quick look over the weather forecast in order to decide on the amount of fuel that we're going to take. There's a SIGMET published over here with thunderstorms. Well, that's just about what to expect in this region of Africa around this time of year. Now let's have a look into some of the weather over here. Forecast is giving us from 18 on the 28th from 1300 to 1800, 4000 meters in thunderstorms. So weather is going to deteriorate. Right now I can see it's 12:30, so those thunderstorms are certainly a possibility. Now what's quite interesting over here, and what is a great way to show you the accuracy of forecasts in Africa, looking at the destination here, they say for sure we are going to have temporary thunderstorms with 4000 meters visibility. And then you look at our departure airport Brazzaville, which tells us, yeah, there's a probability of 40% for some light thunderstorms. And then you think like, yeah, those airports are 13 miles apart. So go and figure about the accuracy of those weather forecasts in Africa. In any case, what we can say is that our 4,000 meters thunderstorms is certainly something we're going to take into consideration. So for that reason, we'll just load like half an hour of extra fuel, just in case. Alright, so that means in terms of our fuel, 3.2 tons is our standard block fuel. We're going to take half an hour extra, so make it 4.2 tons of fuel for the flight. Alright then, before we start anything else, let's quickly go into our FMC nav data. Out of date, I'm aware of that. I forgot to update it prior to starting the recording of the video. So flight plan request, we're going to go for our SimBrief route, and that's it. So block fuel, can we change that in here? No, so we got to do it later than in the menus. Okay, cool. So we're going to set the payload and we are going to set the fuel. So 3.2, our standard block fuel has been uplifted, and now we're going to select our route, and with that we're going to initialize the route request. Nonetheless, I'll quickly go over here and change our fuel slightly. We'll take 4.2 tons. As I have just mentioned, we are going to uplift a little bit more based on the weather. Okay, so with our flight plan currently uplinking in progress, our FMS is going to take a little while on that, so we can already take the opportunity and start with our pre-flight procedures. So batteries on, power is established. Yeah, cabin is ready already, so we're gonna keep that on. Then landing gear is down, flap lever, all that good stuff agrees. Parking brake, we are going to set that. And with that, we continue with our safety rainbow. Alright, the IRS is on already, perfect. And we'll also switch on the voice recorder, and here we go. Okay, that's very good. So, let's continue our FMS setup. Route data uplink, thank you very much. And that's exactly what we filed, Bravo Zulu to Kilo Sierra Alpha. Alright, so departure runway 23. And we've got a KSA 3 Alpha SID, which we are going to take in here. And then for our arrival, we are going to take... What do we have here? Loads of ILS approaches, so why not have a very quick look into our charts to see just about what we're up for. So, arrival. Let's have a very quick overlook here, overview of the arrivals, but none of that stuff is important for us because our SID takes us all the way to Kilo Sierra Alpha. So all that we're interested in is literally our approach procedure for the ILS approach runway 24. So, could take anything like this, but let's have a very quick another look at the weather over here. Because our destination is reporting 310, so it's just a slight tailwind of some 5 knots or so. In case we just go out over here, come back and then land on the opposite runway. So we might as well, having a look through this, just select the GNS as approach runway 06 and then just go straight in for our arrival. And I tell you honestly, that's probably what I'm going to do, so... Let's try to find that on-off approach runway 06, here we go, and that's what we're going to take. Okay, route, let's have a very quick look into our plan mode, just to see what we're up for now. So we're going straight out, and after this, after Bravo Whiskey, we are going to get radar vectors. And after the radar vectors, I'll just put our approach point, and then we can fly straight in approach. I think this is probably the easiest option we've got available. Okay, cool. So, route data uplink, yeah, thanks, we are done with that. Okay, activate that. Then we can move on and request our performance in it. Provided our airplane is going to do it, might just have to execute this. Alright, here we go. Now we can request our performance in it. Again, that stuff comes directly from SimBrief, with the exception of the cruise alt. See my release announcement video for more details on exactly what the airplane is using to base the cruising altitude on. Alright, and here we go. Perfect. That's what we wanted. Alright, the performance we'll do later on. Transition altitude has been inserted automatically, and then we can go ahead and prepare for the descent phase as well. The flight is so short that en route we will not have any time to do any of this. For that reason, I'm just going ahead and doing the complete setup over here with pretty much everything we need. Probably won't even be able to uplink any wind because there simply is no waypoint in the cruise. But that's fine. We can certainly live with that. So, forecast uplink ready. We are going to go for that. And here we go. Okay, cool. So, I am just going to prepare the arrival straight away with the runway 06, 10-mile ring and a 4-mile ring. And with that we are pretty much all set up for like the entire flight now. So that's the important stuff down here, with a flight as short as this. Okay then, going ahead with the overhead panel scan, let's go ahead and test all that, or rather put on all the beautiful stuff down here. And our cruising altitude is going to be just 5,000 feet, and our destination field elevation is 1,000. Like that. Maintenance is available, so we go on to the right igniter. Flight directors can come on. Initial climb is going to be 5,000 feet, like so. And then our departure runway is going to be runway 23. Here we go. Speed should be at 100 at this point. We are only going to change that around later on when we do our actual performance. Alright, so engine oil quantity is good. Hydraulic quantity is good. So that's that. QNH 1012 is selected. Then going down a little bit, we can do our radio setup and use Honeycomb on number 1, and then we've got guard frequency on number 2. Not like ATC would really care in Africa if you're talking to them anyway. In most cases they don't even talk to you, but insist on using CBDLC for everything. Had a lovely flight recently over this very area where ATC did the initial call with us instead of us doing it with them, simply by sending a CBDLC message saying, "Hi, identified." Easy as that. Alright, cool. So we are pretty much done over here with our preparations. So let's go ahead and have a very quick look. We might quickly pin the charts that we need for the arrival. Like that. And then let's grab the departure charts as well. So we need the airport charts, the parking charts, and we might want a sit chart as well. Alright, perfect. And that is pretty much it already. So, are you ready for the departure briefing? Threats for the departure. It's a very short flight, so we are going to mitigate against that simply by preparing early enough. We are going to do the entire descent preparation basically on our on the ground here already. So let's go ahead with a route check. And we're going from Fox Charlie Bravo Bravo towards Fox Zulu Alpha Alpha, flight Sierra Kilo Kilo 045. Ground distance 35 nautical miles versus a planned ground distance. Let's just scroll up. Planned ground distance of 35 nautical miles. Perfect. Alright, the UTC time is 12:40, altimeter 1012, reading 1040. The MFRA is coming up now to 2040 feet, and the flight directors are on with the standby instruments set. It's going to be a left-sea takeoff, runway 23, flaps 5, noise abatement procedure number 2, and in case of an engine out, we can proceed straight out on the runway heading, climbing to 5,000 feet of altitude. That is going to keep us safe above the MSA. For the emergencies, above 80 knots, I will only reject for fire of engine failure, predictive wind shear, aircraft unable or unsafe to fly. If I call stop, I will simultaneously close the thrust levers, apply maximum reverse thrust, apply maximum manual braking, and bring the aircraft to stop. When the aircraft comes to stop, we'll set the park and brake. If you call stop, I will note the brakes on speed, call speed brakes up or speed brakes not up, and thrust reverse normal up, normal indications. Call 100 knots, 80 knots, 6 knots, and the runway distance remaining. Verify your actions, call your emissions, I call auto brake disarm, select flaps 40 when the brake has been set, and advise ATC of the reject. We then identify the failure and carry out any drills as appropriate. If we decide to evacuate the aircraft, we do the evacuation checklist. Time permitting, we'll pull the CBRCB, you grab the lid, then we get out. So, for our taxi, it's going to be a pushback to the left-hand side, and then we are going to taxi straight out. Let me try and get those charts. So here we go. Taxi then is going to be straight out on the parallel, and we are going to line up via Charlie and take Charlie for our takeoff. So, for the sit, let's have a quick look down here. Got the Kinshasa 3 Alpha departure, which is straight at on the runway track 233. And in the FMS, we got runway 23, Kinshasa 3 Alpha. In here we've got 131 runway track to 400 feet, and then 233. We're flying straight at to Bravo Whiskey 2. And from there, it's at or below 3,200 feet, continue climb. So we got 3,200 below in here. Then it's a left-hand turn onto a heading of 122. And in here we've got 122 as a vector leg as well. And from there it's going to be radar vectors for the approach. So that's quite a long straight segment of 11 miles at or below 3,200. I do expect that ATC is going to relieve us of that restriction. However, for the purpose of conventional backup, let's just tune 13.1 in our nav1 radio. 13.1 and a course of 233. So we quickly want to set that up as well. Here we go, 233. And then we can already set our destination VOR, Kinshasa 15.0. So in here we've got 15.0. Okay, perfect. And that is all we need for the flight. Any questions, comments, or concerns? No? Very good. Okay, then let's go ahead with our descent and approach briefing. So, threats for the arrival, it's an on-off approach. but we're staying on local QNH, so QNH blunder error is not really that much our problem. So, descent page is in, forecast page is filled out, QNH 1012 could quickly be added over here. Here we go. Alright, fixed rings around runway 06, 10 miles, 4 miles, and for the approach itself, we've got an on-off approach on runway 06, that's on a chart over here. So, final approach course 059, we can already pre-select that on course number 2. Here you go, 059. And then for the approach itself, starting at Alpha 06 Charlie 1. That's what we have over here, 4,200 feet. That's our final approach fix, so I'm going to make that 180 knots or less. Like so. Okay, then we've got Alpha 06 Foxtrot 1, 2,600 feet. And that one we have in here as well. And from there on we continue towards Diddley in 2,000 feet. And that's what we have, Diddley in 2,000 feet. 3-degree glide path down to the runway. In case I missed approach, straight ahead towards Xotso, which is an overfly waypoint. So we've got Xotso in here. And thereafter it is going to be a right-hand turn towards Barkup, climbing to 5,000 feet. So we've got Xotso, Barkup, 5,000 feet. Okay, arrival fuel is going to be something about 3.9, so plenty of fuel for an immediate return if we need to. And in terms of the flap setting, it is going to be a flap 30 landing, but we are going to deal with that once we're in flight. Okay, any questions on that? No? Very good. Okay, very cool. So with that, we are pretty much done over here. Let's go ahead and start the APU and read the transit before start checklist. Gear pins and covers, 1 to 3 removed. Oxygen, test 100%, yaw damper on, fuel, so we need 3.2, we've got 4.2 with 4 pumps on. Fasten belts on, window heat on, air compressed, PAX auto bleeds on set, pressurization mode selector, auto, instruments, thrust checked, auto brakes, RTO, speed brakes, down attend, parking brake set, stop jump cutout switch is normal. Radius, radar, and transponder set and standby. Radar and aileron trims 3 and 0. Takeoff briefing discussed. PA to go. Okay, then let's quickly say hello to the passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon from flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel, and in the name of A-Sky, you're all welcome aboard our flight 45 to Lome via Brazzaville. Flight time on our first trip to Brazzaville is going to be just about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on traffic. And we're cruising at an altitude of 5,000 feet, which equals around about 1,000 meters above the ground. Thank you very much for joining. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight, and we'll get back to you once we are in Brazzaville for a continued flight to Lome. Okay, so we are done. Then our APU should be available, and it is, so we can remove the rest of the ground equipment down here. So power can go, shocks can go, brakes remain set. Perfect. Alright, cool. So with all of that stuff completed, let's go into the performance tool and we are going to do a couple of quick imports. Calculate. Airport. Oh yeah, we should select the runway. That definitely helps. Okay, calculate, and here we go. Right, so it is dear takeoff 2, 45 degrees. So first of all, 0 fuel weight, matches up, perfect. So D takeoff 2 at 45 degrees, give me 89.3% versus 89.1, that's close enough. And then flaps 5, CG will take automatically, and our takeoff speeds are 131, 31, 36. So we've got 30, 31, 36. That's all within 1 knot from the OPT, so we can use the speeds from the FMS then. Also, what I'm quickly going to do is adding an acceleration height of 1,000 feet, because I want to use VNAV for today's takeoff. That was not allowed in my former airline, but I kind of figure, since we're flying a different airline right now, we might as well give that a shot. Alright, cool. And then we can do that. Perfect. So with that, we can continue our checklist down to, and tell you what, we're quickly gonna tell GSX, continued pushback, Nose to the left. Right, let's just do all the rest of our checks then. So, PA complete, FMC CDU set, N1 and IS bucks. We've got automatic, reduced 22k, speeds 30, 31, 36 set. Stub trim, 5.2 units set. Performance, weight and balance, sign send. Phones off, EFB, airplane mode and stowed. Flight windows and cockpit door, locked doors closed, passengers seated. And then below the line, air compacts off, anti-collision on, park and brake, set, transponder alt off, before start checklist complete. Cockpit ground, go ahead please. So, please confirm all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment removed and bypass pin is installed. Yes, we can confirm doors, hatches closed, ground equipment removed, bypass pin is installed. Okay, pushback approved, facing east, park and brake set. Please release park and brake. Park and brake released. Roger, start and pushback, stand by for engine start. And that's pretty much how the communication with the ground crew would actually go. Alright, and off we go. So at this point we'd probably just be waiting until we are clear of the gate area over here, which is basically from where after you can continue your engine start. In here you can see there's equipment standing around, and for that reason you wouldn't really do it. Now in Africa it's not like authorities would care, but you know, we are good pilots. We still want to not endanger anybody. Also, slightly delayed engine start means that we can save a little bit of fuel, so we're going to do it for that reason as well. Okay, good. I did figure that with GSX, once it starts turning you onto the target taxiway, that's probably a good moment in time to begin with your engine start. So, cockpit to ground, go ahead. So, clear to start engine 2, clear 2. Starting engine 2. And here we go. N2. Oil pressure. N1. So the valves are operating. And here we go. Number 2 is lighting up. Okay, that looks like the push is going to be complete any moment now. Okay, park and brake set, and we are starting engine number 1. So we've got N2, oil pressure, N1, %, that's the moment to inject fuel. Valves are operating. Here we go. Okay, ground, we've got 2 good engine starts. Clear disconnect. Show me the clear signal on the right hand side, please, with a pin, and have a good day. Starter cutout, monitor 1, number 1 stable. So, where is our ground guy? It's a little bit annoying at times that we need to wait until we see the clear signal before we are allowed to do the rest of the setup, but I suppose they did that for a good reason. And here he comes. Alright, perfect. He's holding a pin. That's a thumbs up from our side, thumbs up from him. So let's go ahead with the rest of our setup. So, flight control track. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. After start checklist. Generators on, APU off, start switches continuous, probe beat on, anti-ice off, air conditioning, PAX auto, bleeds on, isolation valve auto, flaps, 5 required, 5 selected, and the green light. Step trim 5.5 set. Start levers, idle detent, flight controls checked, recall checked, B4 taxi checklist complete. Okay, clear left side, clear right side. Let's go. Parking brake released. Config is checked. And off we go. Don't ask me who put those lights up front there. Definitely not meant to be there. And honestly, I just don't care. I'm just gonna go over them and hope that I turned crash detection off. Oh wow, look at those taxiway lines over here. Looks like somebody's had maybe one drink too many. Alright, in any case, I'm gonna go straight and not follow these lovely lines down there. So let's continue with the B4 takeoff checklist to the line. Config, checked, flaps, 5.5 green light, step trim, 5.5 set. Takeoff briefing. Left seat takeoff, runway 23, flaps 5, noise abatement procedure 2, and the takeoff speeds 130, 131, 136, PAX auto, bleeds on, anti-ice off. Alright, for the SID, straight ahead to Bravo Zulu 2 and then a left turn out onto a heading of 122. Initial altitude restriction 3,200, but we'll just pretend ATC has relieved us of that already, so let's just go ahead and in here and delete, thank you, execute. Okay, cool. Yeah, apart from that, in case of emergencies, we can go straight at 25 miles, climbing 5,000, and then we can either return here or continue to our destination. It really doesn't make a difference. Okay. Cabin secure, before takeoff checklist complete, down to the line. That was maybe a little bit hard on the brakes, but let's be honest over here. With the quality of taxiways in Africa, the least thing the passengers are probably going to be concerned is how hard I'm braking my airplane. Main gear has the center line straight in the middle. Nose gear is overshooting because apparently when I'm going into drone view, I can no longer steer my airplane. Okay. In any case, that's it. Line up runway 23 and wait. Cabin crew, please take your seats for departure. Before takeoff checklist below the line. MCP set. Strobe light on, transponder, Tara, and holding at landing lights. And here we go, that's the important thing. Straight out 11.4 from Brazzaville, and then a left turn onto 122. Clear right side, clear left side. Timing. Set takeoff thrust. Takeoff thrust set, indications normal. 80 knots, checked. Gear up. LNAV. VNAV. A little bit gusty over here, some slight turbulence. Flaps 1. Speed checked, flaps 1. Flaps up. Speed checked, flaps up. Command A. Alright, that is looking good so far. Lovely scenery around here as well. But look at that. It's actually quite beautiful flying in Africa, isn't it? So this one's Brazzaville up there, and that's Kinshasa right on the other side of the river. And that's what this entire flight is about, getting across the river. Well, and obviously then continuing on to Lome afterwards. That's the primary reason they're doing this, but you get where I'm going with that. Right, let's just get the rate of climb a little bit reduced here. So, 1,000 feet a minute. Yeah, I didn't tell you to descend. In any case, we've got flaps up, no lights. After takeoff checklist. So, air condition and pressurization, 1.6, maintaining and set. Altimeters, 1012, passing 4,600. And that's the after takeoff checklist complete. Alright, we'll quickly watch it level off, then we're going to start our approach preparation. We're going to remain on QNH here. So I'll just quickly get rid of the let's make that level 4.5 down there. Actually, no, sorry, make that level 6.0. Okay, perfect. Alright, cool. So with that, we are now officially in cruise flight. So we can go ahead and grab our arrival chart. So, on-off approach 06 in Kinshasa. Final approach course 059. Set. Auto brakes 3. Flaps are going to be 30. We don't need any frequencies, but I am just going to do 15.0 active on both sides, and that's it really. Okay, so we're in the left turn onto a heading of 122, and from here ATC would give us radar vectors. But we're going to make our life easy. Heading 122, extend the center line, and then we're just going to intercept that. So 058. Onto here, execute, thanks, that's it. Okay, with that our FMC setup is complete. All we need now is the minimum, which is going to be 1410. Here we go, 1410 is in. Also, we can return to VNAV. The plane already wants to start slowing down, so let's have it do that. Alright, so let's recap the most important parts of the approach. It's an RNAV approach, starting out of Alpha 06 Charlie 1, 4,200 feet, 3-degree glide. In case I missed approach, straight ahead towards Ksatso, which is an overfly point, and then right to back up, climbing to 5,000. Flaps 30 landing, speeds and everything are in already, and that is really it. Any questions? No? Okay, descent checklist. Pressurization, land alt 1000, any ice, off, approach refuel discussed, IS and alt box. Flaps 30, 137, minimums 1410, checked and set. Okay, so first check. Frequencies not applicable, rings, runway 06, we've got 10 miles and 4 miles. Idents, well, Kinshasa VOR, but apart from that it's an RNAV approach anyway. Standby instruments are set and the course is 059, and with that the approach checklist please. Altimeters and instruments, second cross checked, approach rates checked and set, approach checklist complete. Okay then, descending 4,200, present heading, cleared RNAV approach, so LNAV is on. And that's it. Alright, so about as quick as it gets. A little bit of a tailwind here, but that is going to turn slightly on the ground. The wind is supposed to be 300 with a bit. Okay, flaps 1. Speed checked. LNAV is capturing the final approach course there. Flaps 1. Okay, set runway heading 059. Set. Flaps 5. Speed checked. Approaching descent. 1,500 feet checked, VNAV path, speed and event. And flaps 5. Okay, the wind's coming from 240 degrees right now. Exactly 10 knots a tailwind component, but it is going to turn to 300 degrees for the landing. And then we are within tailwind limit as well. Just a quick look there at the airport layout once more. So that's what we got. Landing on 06, we're gonna vacate Bravo Alpha. And then just straight to the apron. So, passing 06 Fox 1 at 2600. According to the VSD, we are bang on profile. Perfect. Terrain noted. Flaps 10. Speed checked. Flaps 10. Right, the runway is on our 12 o'clock. Still rather fast here. With that tailwind it's hard to lose some speed, so I'm going to configure at 5 miles. Gear down, flaps 15. Landing clearance should be received by now, so we'll turn those on. Right, landing checklist to flaps. Start switches, continuous, recall, checked, speed brake, armed green light, landing gear down 3 green, auto brake 3 set, holding at flaps. And flaps 30. Speed checked. Flaps 30, complete the landing checklist. So flaps 30, 30, green light, landing lights on, landing checklist complete. Passing 1000 AGL, set missed approach altitude 5000. Here we go. Right, that's a work completed. Manual flight. So, no puppy inside over there. Which means we are all visual. 500, continue. The VS just dropped temporarily there, so I'm continuing the approach. Continue.
300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, speed brake up, thrust reverse normal. Idle reverse. 100 knots. 80 knots. 60 knots. Manual brakes. Auto brake disarm. And here we are, welcome to Kinshasa. Unfortunately just the default airport here, couldn't find any add-on available for this one. And here we are. That and that. With that the captain's actions are complete, then we can do the FOs. Alright, we're gonna go for the parking straight ahead of us here. Doesn't look like they've got a real terminal anyway. Okay, system and brakes looking good. Recall is only the probe heat, that's okay. Cancel that. So, how far do you want us to go? And here we are. Okay, brake set. APU should be available any second. Here it is. Okay, 2 blue, 1 red. Engines dead. Cabin crew, all doors to park. Shutdown checklist. Or transit shutdown checklist, much rather. Well, let's just wait until the engines have run down, so that we can turn off the beacon. Here we go, both engines below 20, anti-collision off, transit shutdown checklist. Electrical on APU, fasten belts off, probe heat auto, NEIs off. Air compacts on, engine bleeds on, APU bleed off. I'll tell you what, let's turn that on, it's 30 degrees outside. Right, so, engine bleeds on, APU bleed on, exterior lights set, start switches off, auto brakes off, speed brake down to 10, flaps out and light, parking brake set, start levers cut off, weather radar off, transponder 2000 standby, CBRCB in, cockpit door unlocked, and that's the transit shutdown checklist complete. Alright guys, that's it already. Our shortest possible flight with the Boeing 737. And look at that, my parking, yeah, could have been a little bit better, but I just did what the ground guy told me to do. So yeah, that's the shortest scheduled Boeing 737 flight, and as far as I'm aware, the shortest scheduled airliner service in the entire world, at least if we take things like 2 nautical miles island hops to Barra or so out of consideration. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do let me know in the comments below and tell me what you think about this one. Also, let me know what you think about the workload management on a flight like that and how you would go ahead and do something like this. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you liked this one. If you did, do let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button in YouTube, as it does help with the algorithms. And if you really like what I'm doing, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you really love what I'm doing, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again on the next one.